I think we're almost done, but don't tell anybody because my PC is almost also crashing. So yeah, once again, Krita is working like how it is intended to work. So yeah, stuff. But aside from that, I I think we might have some, I don't think problems, but rather interesting things to talk about today. On one hand, on the other, I I had when let me say like this. I had literally before starting stream, I noticed a tiny error and a tiny something that I never fixed before, and that is I finally increased the audio bitrate. So I don't think we have that much of an increase in quality, but um, I did that. So yeah, maybe maybe it is a little bit better than before. Maybe I don't know. I don't think it is that big of a difference still. So yeah. Anyways, at the very least, we will see how it works and all of that. Okay, it didn't crash. It didn't crash. Finally, I was creating the last canvas for this first half of the stream. So yeah, we are done with that. Okay, let me see. Can I do something else to try and optimize this whole PC stuff? I really can't. I mean, no, yeah, I can't really do that much else. Well, anyways, if I can't do anything else, so we might as well simply go live, you know? Not that we are not live, but yeah, basically that. Um, so, well, now, more properly, let's act as all of this never happened. Wow, hello everybody. It has been so long since the last time we saw each other. Or something like that. Hello everybody, welcome. Welcome once again to this beautiful place of ours. I never checked the audio. I am incredible at streaming. Let me let me check the audio because I had an interest on checking how is it. I don't hear that much of a difference, if any at all. But well, anyways, hello everybody. Once again, we are here congregated to talk about stuff, to ponder a little bit, to analyze some topics, to go over some interesting ideas, to see where our mind ends up taking us towards. Yeah, I mean, it sounds. I think it sounds literally the same, and my PC doesn't really seem to have changed on anything else. So I don't know. We are fine. At the very least, we didn't lose anything important, so we are fine with that, or in regards to that. So yeah, basically, hello everybody, as always. Hello, dear road watchers, beautiful lurkers. In particular tonight, what? Hello, Choco Ichigo. Hello, Kyondike. Hello, Ronspoon, and welcome, basically, welcome. We today we have a. I will try to make it kind of a long night. I don't know. I pray that I don't get tired in the middle of all of this. I think we will go longer, but we will have to see how much I really get exhausted and whatnot. I will also try to not really get that much tired, just in case, and maybe we are going to go a little bit slower because one of the reasons as to why earlier today I ended the stream kind of mm, earlier was that I don't know, maybe sometimes I forget that when I think I get tired. So yeah, I don't know. We are going to see basically. Anyways, into what really matters. Let me get this over here. Okay, there it is. Wait, here. Transition. And no, wait. Uh, it should be capturing now. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Transition now. No, properly. A transition. Incredible. Here we are. We have these 6 topics. No, yeah, 6 topics today. Um, as I said before, or well, I didn't say anything. Uh, let's say that today we're going to take it like this. We are properly going to divide the streaming between the first half and the second half, just for the sake of having some time in between and chilling down a little bit. And also, um, if it is that it takes me longer, like today, to stretch and all of that also. So yeah, we're going to divide. We're going to go over the first half, and after that, as I said before, a tiny break, and well, we're going to see how it goes. And so far, it nothing really seems that hard to ponder, let's say, to analyze, but we yet have to really, oh, yeah, we have to really see what ends up coming out of this experiment, as always. So, the first real half, sorry, first real half is this one over here. The second one we do not have the necessity of worrying, at least so far. So we are on aspirations and goals. The first one I kind of left it behind from earlier. I was interested in seeing something from it, and I forgot, or not that I forgot. As I said before, I somehow I got tired, and I had to leave because of that, and also other reasons anyway. So that is the first one. The second one will be trying to analyze a little bit about what is it about us getting a chat attached to things and similar. I will say just in case. There it is. Kind of implied, I will say, but just in case. Getting attached to different things. And the last one of the first half will be why do we avoid the progress? As in the sense of, I I was thinking about it from the perspective of avoiding the, the concept of we get to progress when we face the problems that we know are the biggest hurdles to deal with, let's say. So we're going to see, we're going to see. So far, without any further ado, oh, no, wait. Let me, this time for real, let me try to finally make a proper timestamp because I have been also trying to make it work, to make it more observable for everybody, not only for those who are here right now, but also for those dear, beautiful watchers. So let me marker, mm, marker start. Let's say there it is. Um, and now we're properly moving into the first topic of the night, that is aspirations and goals. Well, I will kind of have a hard time really seeing what I wanted to think about earlier. Mm, so I might need to go silent for a second to try and see, but I don't really know. Oh my god, I am trying to go. Ah, there it is. It shouldn't be that hard to write concept. Fucking god. There it is. Now for real concept. My god. Ah, sleepy? No, I mean, I am not yet sleepy, but rather it just happens that I might be, what is it? A little bit brain mush as it has been a long day, or well, maybe, yeah, maybe sleepy. Um, yeah, we are running low on battery today, so yeah, I am not even going to try and negate it anymore. I am a little bit sleepy. Sorry for revealing so much. This is so sad, but well, anyways. Also, very funny thing. I have an apple. I finally have an apple with me, people. We were so back. I finally have a fucking apple with me once again. After like a week or so of not eating any apple, we have an apple here. This is amazing. People, hear this, before really starting anything else. Mm, mm, this is amazing. Mm, anyways, here, I think what I was trying to talk about was, yeah, the perspective. First and foremost, I had an interest on really seeing what is the difference between an aspiration and a real goal, I will say. Mm, yeah, knowledge. Knowledge and also energy, because supposedly an apple has like 2 times the amount of caffeine that a cup of regular coffee has. So, yeah, we're getting our own batteries charged here, as they will say. Mm, no, my PC is lagging. What? Not so easy to obtain. Or if not that, I will go for something like slash um, more. What is the word? More misty, more diffuse. No, what is the word here? Mm, less clear, let's say. Let's clear. Let's clear. On one hand, and on the other, goals. I think the proper definition would be something like this. I don't know. Let me also take another bite. Well, mm, no. Well, I mean, it is the same. It is more verbose in this case. But it is the same as to say nearer. Less far in time slash something like what would be a proper definition for this? If it isn't less far in time, something like what is the proper definition? Aside from less clear or the opposite, clearer, easier to obtain, or I don't know, probably maybe a mix of both in that sense. Mm, easier and oh my god, what the fuck? And clearer. There it is clearer. I think with those two simple definitions, we kind of have an starting point at the very least. Because in that sense, we're talking about, on one side, something that is more of a longer thing, more of a, yeah, more of a dream, more of an aspiration in the sense of something that requires us to strive for it for longer amounts of time. probably if it is supposedly correct, because it also means that I am probably not even knowing at this point what I am talking about. Mm, an aspiration also can be described as a collection of goals, while a goal on itself is simply one part of things or one simple thing to achieve, let's say. And I mean, what I wanted to also kind of analyze on this case is, mm, let's say, in the whole case of this, oh my god, I would have to pack all of this stuff on one thing, something like this, okay. There it is. On one side this, on the other something like, give me a second. Uh, 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 there it is, amazing. Mm, why will both of them be compared? Mm, or why not simply compared, rather why would they be grouped together? I mean, probably in that sense, mm, taking into account that for me it wasn't the easiest thing to, let's say, mm, see the differences in. Let me finish this groups. There it is, groups. Probably if it is, I will prefer to think that it is more of a personal case, but the possibility of it really needing help from everybody, or not needing help, rather being a problem that almost any average person might find, it might have to deal with the fact that we are kind of lacking a proper understanding about this, in the sense of not that we are lacking it simply because nobody really explained it to us, but rather because we do not do it actively, let's say. Because we can find proper explanations for these things, but they are not imparted in the sense of they are not strictly taught to us. We need to go and search for them instead. And that is why, if that is really one of the concerns, as I try to make it here, mm, it might have to deal with the fact that, yeah, in some, I guess, trying to blame something, it will be the educational system that never tries to really teach the differences between those two things, in the sense of, I mean, now I can really accept that my head is going a lot faster than what I have been talking so far, because it seems very apparent to me that if we were to try and find, or if we were to try and pinpoint this particular problem to something like the educational system, we could also be trying to talk about the idea of maybe we don't really comprehend why it would be necessary for us to have a proper understanding as to why there are differences between having aspirations and having simple goals. Because sometimes I would say that this, if we lack the understanding about what these words really try to mean, or at the very least convey when we utilize them, we end up telling each other that it is nice to have goals or aspirations as they are the same, when in reality An aspiration in this case, it will be something incredibly different because it means almost, yeah, almost a dream, something that encompasses so many things and so many different parts of I don't know if reality or not, rather, mm, different parts of everything, let's say, to keep it shortly, different parts of everything, and different types of things that need to happen for the sake of really achieving those aspirations. Meanwhile, as I tried to explain before, a goal is something incredibly simpler, and a goal is something incredibly easier to fulfill because you really can know how to get done with some stuff when you are, let's say, mm, dealing with it for not for with the correct tools, while on an aspiration we're talking about something that in reality requires a whole array of them to really get the completion of our aspiration in and on itself or in and of itself. Because if not, failing to commit and even more to probably properly put together all of our dreams means that we rather have failed on achieving that, let's say. Mm, mhm, mhm. I think, yeah. I kind of forgot to put an example. Yeah. Let me do that. Mm, but perfectly. What you said is perfectly usable here. Thank you, Kyondike. You have, let's say, we don't really care about things. We only care about the example itself. So, mm, you have on one side, or well, as always, two teams. On one side, one team, and on the other side, another team. Let's say simply two players, one fighting against the other. And the objective is to, as always, football, let's say. We are playing football. Or the example here is football or anything like that. Mm, Basically, you have to score goals on the other's. What is it? I don't know the word in English. I am incredible. You have to score goals. I am incredibly slow today. Sorry. You have to score a goal. The other also has to defend. If you are able to score a goal, it means that you, obviously, as it is said here, you made a goal and you accomplished something. But when you make your goal and when you make it a reality, you after that have no more goal. Let's say because you accomplish what you were searching for. While the aspiration itself would be to try and win the whole game. Because you know that maybe even if you scored one goal, you're not going to have the chance of winning. Because let's say like this. Well, you you have scored simply one, the other side has scored already two. Therefore, the aspiration encompasses also the understanding of you needing to get above the score that the other side has. In the case of something being a competition, yeah, obviously. Because if not, I will also argue that, I don't know, one of the best on the realm of video games, for example, I will go for something like, what was it? I think it was Flappy Bird, the name of that. On one side, you have something that might encompass, let's say, opposing factions, but also at the same time, you have things that do not really require, let's say, or have any clear enemy aside from the what is it? Not an enemy, but rather aside from the different problems that realizing or trying to enact your aspiration means. Because, for example, on this case, as I was trying to say, the Flappy Bird game simply requires you to fly a bird through some pipes, and there is no real enemy. There are only objects moving you, what's blocking you from achieving what you dream. And if you can overcome them, you can every single time keep moving towards. In this case, obviously, there is also kind of wrong with this particular example, as we are, let's say, talking about something that is infinite, as it was Flappy Bird. But, anyways, the point is itself doesn't really disappear because maybe you're already, I don't know, trying to get your highest score possible. Um, Therefore, by trying to accomplish or trying to get your high score as high as you can, you understand that for the sake of doing that, you need to keep accomplishing. Um, yeah, for the sake of making a reality your aspiration of getting the highest goal possible, what, the highest score possible, you need to keep accomplishing tiny goals. That is to go through this first pipe, then to go through this other pipe, and to survive that adventure there, to go over this third pipe, and so on and so forth, for the sake of you reaching and even more, being able to get anywhere. Because in that sense, I would say like that. Yeah, basically, what I was trying to go for before. The aspiration encompasses a lot of tinier goals, all of them together, or probably not together in the sense of all of them tight, tightly knitted one with the other for the sake of providing you enough motivation so that you can keep going forward while at the same time also, let's say, showing you where are you right now in the pathway of achieving your dreams almost. um, or definition itself or word itself in the sense of achieving your aspiration by itself. Meanwhile, the goal is something that happens once. Let's say like this. I, I think yeah, we might as well take these things out. Um, there it is. What happens with the um, goals is that they are a one-time thing in the sense of they really not having the possibility of being repeated. Maybe there are similar goals, or even in video games, or in real life games too. You have to repeat um, goals for the sake of achieving an aspiration, while on the other side, um, an aspiration is, I think I said it, no? Exactly with these words at some point. Um, or well, it wasn't. If it wasn't array, but I still think I used that word. If it wasn't array, it was what was it? Sadly needed connection of aspirations. The same basically. There it is. complex array of goals. There we have it. And I think even more with these definitions, the question goes back to being asked on the sense of why are these almost I think not opposing, but rather um, truly different. Let's say like that. Truly different definitions being grouped together. Let me take a bite while I try to think about as to why. Because I try to say society or um, what is it, educational system or whatever, but rather I don't think a good response is to try and blame others for something that even we have a hard time really comprehending. Or not have the hardest of the times, but simply need to think about to properly understand. Mm, let's say like this. Okay, okay. I think I have a way to say it. Mm, well, as always, if anybody somehow thought I was about another different response, I will be completely happy to hear about it because I do not think it is the most fulfilling one. Mm, but at the very least, it is as it is going to say here a possible answer. A possible answer will be, let's say, how to properly put it into words will be something like we do not have understand. Let's say understand. Um, I will prefer from any other way to word it understand for the sake of saying that it is something we can learn and it is even more something that we can type of. It is something that we can completely rewrite. What? Rewrite? What the fuck? Why I can't say it normally? Rewrite inside of ourselves. Mm, 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 mm. Well, it is also kind of a long explanation slash wording. So I think that at the very least, based on what we have been talking about, it seems the most fitting one. I don't know if it is. My light is flickering, and that is making me fucking nervous. And it also is distracting me. Fuck! I lost my point. I fucking know it. I was trying to say, I think that based on all the different things that we have talked about here, at the very least, this possible answer feels the most, not the most, one of the few correct ones, taking into account that we didn't address other things. Yet, I think there might be another more deeper understanding as to why. But I don't know. At the very least, this one feels uh, satisfactory enough to know, I think. Dif- I have a mosquito. Fucking mosquito. Differentiate. There we have it, my brother. I think this is a good way to put it all together. I don't know so far how much we really got anywhere with this or not, but I mean, it is something, so I am happy with that. Anyways, mm, 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 yeah, I don't think, at least for now, we should preoccupy ourselves with trying to ex or about trying to extract anything else from here. I am happy with this, and I do not think I will need, at least for now, any more analysis on this idea. Probably. Mm, yeah, yeah. Let me then try to make the marker, and after that, we're moving on into the second one. And well, basically, why we will be moving kind of into the, not in the middle, reality, yeah, into the, we are done with the first tier of this first half. Um, aspirations and what is the here and goals. There we have it. Mm, 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 mm. Now let me properly go into here. I need to mark this down. Pim, pim. Oh my god. This one is done. Yeah. Um, fine. Um, here basically second one. Mm, idea. Let's say. I think it is an idea. This one, if I am not wrong. If I do not misremember. Idea. Mm, 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 mm. Colon here. Attaching ourselves to things. Yeah. I could have posed it as a question, but I decided to simply leave it like that. It is still is the same thing to talk about it, or to try and analyze it as if it were a question or not. So, uh, atan, atan, atan what? Attaching, there it is. Attaching ourselves. I will prefer in this case, even I think it is kind of pompous to utilize this word, but it still is enough. So, matter. Yeah! Clever word. Amazing. Uh, well, I mean, kind of a problem to say matter because now I will have to define matter. Fuck. Anyways. Ah, my god. mm. Let me start with this first definition. Attributing I would say simply attributing importance. For the sake of the simple definition, we're going to keep it with two words, attributing importance. And now, as I said, I will also have to subtly define matter. So, matter is, yeah, now it starts to leak, sadly. Um, the matter itself and what matters. There we have it. This is content, my brother. And what matters? Incredible. Yeah. It- I don't know. I don't think I needed to be happy for a simple definition. But basically, with this, we can kind of say that we're talking about attributing importance based on our existence to things that are outside of our own existence, to any kind of matter. In that same explanation, also it is needed to be said that obviously matter might represent objects or um, ideas, ideologies, whatever it is, anything that is outside of our own self, even. So, for that same explanation, mm, I think the question was something like, why do we do it? Because I don't think all of this is simply explainable. What the fuck? Or it isn't that it is not simply explainable. Rather, I do not seem to completely find it true that without any reason at all, it happens that we attribute mm, qualities of importance to things that are not us ourselves. So yeah, for that same reason, it is that I think I wanted to ask this. So I think in this case I can properly simply say why and see what do we get with simply asking why. I will okay. So far I think the first and easiest response is always to say or well, I don't know if it is even that easy, huh? Huh? Maybe, maybe not. You know, Mm, because I wanted to say by attaching ourselves to matter, we give it the attribute of meaning, and by making it meaningful, we also map it into what we know and we integrate it into, and in that sense, it really fits the definition of we attach, therefore, we integrate it with our own existence. I don't think it necessarily means that, or it necessarily is only that. But I mean, mm, yeah, yeah. Even if it is true that it doesn't completely mean that, it doesn't also make it not true. That in some cases, mm, let me finally write it down. When mm, 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 let me say like this, we make things clearer by simply establishing the importance. Or I mean, maybe it needs to be put here. Mm, maybe, yeah. I cannot escape it. In this case, I think, yeah, I think trying to not say it is kind of cheating in a way. So, as I was trying to say, we simply make things clearer by making them um, more important, or not more, simply important, because I think in that same sense, what happens most of the time is we do not know. I wouldn't say we forget because it will mean that we really knew about it before. We simply um, do not know that it is necessary to establish, let's say, um, proper understanding about the world that is surrounding us without making it more or less of an important thing. Simply to understand where we are placed and what are the things. Because after having those notions, it is that we can start to properly establish what is and what is not important and what requires more of our attention and what requires less of our attention. If in the process, let's say like this, um, yeah, we might as well be deviating a little bit from the objective, but the idea itself also seems interesting. If in the process of establishing what is important and what not, we start to already define what is important without having all the things in front of us, we're not making it harder for us to really find at the end of the day a really clear view on what might completely be important, as we lack all the information that we could have in our hands, and we make kind of rush, yeah, rushed decisions instead of properly timed ones and less accelerated ones for that same reason. But yeah, I think also, as I said before, talking about it doesn't really have anything to do with this point. Mm, and well, also, I wanted to add that what matters the most right now to me is to try and eat my whole apple because I had it in my hand for the last how many hours or so, I think at this point. So I want to finish it. Give me a second, sorry. I want to eat it instead of having it getting hotter and hotter. So I beg your pardon. I want to finish this apple. I mean, for example, trying to not stay so silent. Even here, it happens that I am deciding what is more important: continuing my potato presentation and my potato analysis about something, or to finish my apple. On one side, I know that there is no real rush to finish anything, while on the other, I also have the possibility of and accepting that if I do not finish my apple in time, I might as well have to eat something hot. Therefore, I might end up even getting sick because of that. So yeah, um, maybe maybe it is important that I pay attention to all of that. I don't know. Mm, Apples are pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, I think they are. I really enjoy them. Mm, I don't know if on the fruits tier list it is the highest rating one, but they are very good compared to any other with the same amount of sugar candy that you can find. They are very good. So I do not really find it annoying to eat an apple and to even if it takes some more time to eat it completely. But well, yeah, I am almost done. Fuck, I almost dropped it. Almost. It didn't happen. But well, now for real. I am done, so give me a second. I will need to go throw the apple heart. So, we transition here first, and after that we transition here. And yeah, give me a second. I will have to go through the apple heart as always. So, um, also we're kind of taking another tiny intermission to stretch. Take care, people. Stretch. I might have gone for a longer leave, but I also took advantage of the fact that as I was leaving, I might as well have also needed to have some water because I had none. And if I'm going to keep talking, I might as well need to drink some of that beautiful water. So yeah, now I shouldn't really need to live that much. We are simply probably going to take some stretch break or something like that later on, instead of really me needing to live for anything else. Or well, aside from obviously maybe the necessity of taking what is called an idle break and such. But anyways, we were here. Also, incredibly sorry because I noticed the moment that I hit change scenes into the be right back. Um, Sorry. I didn't intend to not say anything because the best part was I read the comment and I didn't say hello. So once again, allow me to say sorry and allow me to say hello more properly, Milo. Sorry, 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 sorry. I didn't intend to disrespect you. Sorry. But yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. They are good. Sorry. Once again. Allow me to say once again. Sorry. Oh man. But well, we were over something like. Hello. Oh, hello. Gracious. Welcome, welcome. Give me a second. I was taking some water drinking action. Uh, we are so far trying to see. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Why will it be interesting? Also, yeah, another reason as to why we will attach ourselves to different matters. I think so far. Mm, well, I mean, it is. I don't. Yeah, I kind of overlook it, but it is very implied on the fact that we attach ourselves to what we like more, not more than anything else, but rather very commonly. I think. No, I think it happens like that. No, that a lot of times we attach to what's. But I mean, well. It might have to deal also with the fact that mm, we attach not simply to what we like, but rather. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, here we go back to here. If we, by attaching ourselves to what we find first, give it the attribute of importance, we believe that it is more enjoyable. It doesn't really mean that we attach ourselves to what is more enjoyable, but rather we do it out of fear of finding things that end up being not only less enjoyable but even hurtful to us to try and indulge in, let's say. So maybe in that sense, it doesn't really mean, or it shouldn't be a different side. I think, maybe, or I don't know. All of them might. Yeah, I will simply put it over here, just in case. Over something like how to say it. We yeah, we attach to what we like, but how do we know that we like that stuff? Yeah, it might be too hard of a question to really ask, and I don't think we should even try to be asking that here. But I don't know. Mm, Yeah, I think even if it isn't the best place, at the very least, starting starting to ask it is interesting. So let me properly propose the question of why do we know that we enjoy what we enjoy, um, or why is it that we enjoy what we enjoy? Well, I mean, it is the same thing. uh-huh. How do we know that we enjoy what we enjoy? Because we also know what we do not enjoy. Something like that. No? No. But I mean, even if we know what is it that we do not enjoy, it shouldn't completely um, validate what we enjoy. I mean, because something is blue, it doesn't mean, or it has literally nothing else to do with the fact that it isn't green. I mean, it is kind of, it boils down into something kind of irrational to say. I enjoy what I enjoy because I do not dislike it. No, I mean it doesn't really make sense to the opposite to say I dislike what I dislike because I do not enjoy it. No, uh, because okay, let me. But I mean it is still the same kind of definition. If we try to word it differently, like I know that I enjoy what I enjoy because the experience that it gives me is good. It doesn't really make it, or is it by saying it is different than to say I do not enjoy what I do not like because the experience itself wasn't good? No, I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here? What is what is what would be a proper way to try and ask? um, I mean, at least we enjoy things, we dislike them, and we, in some cases, feel indifferent towards other stuff. So at least there is that. By it doesn't stimulate. Okay, it stimulates us in a certain way. For this, in the case of enjoying it, it make us feel good. For the case of disliking it, it makes us feel bad. And for the case of indifference, it has no stimulation whatsoever. No, I think that will be a different way to try and respond to this question. It doesn't really has to deal with more of a philosophical outlook, but it at least responds to the question itself, no? Because I mean, trying to interrogate the wordings that we use, and that's making it more complicated, or at least complicated enough to me, someone who doesn't really properly know that much about proper meanings. So yeah, I think let's 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 finish this shit. Um, sorry, let me say it like this. um, mm, stimulating. I was going to say in a good way. Can I say that? In a positive way. I mean, semantics. Wow. Uh, yeah, no. I think I, I think what I said before is a proper way to put it. So in a no, yeah. Let me finish this already. Let me get me out of here. In a good way. And no more questioning if good is good because it isn't bad or not. Uh, but I mean, how to know what is good and what is not good? I mean, my brother, what is good? Anyways, that's that. We're not going to keep thinking about it anymore. Uh, fuck attachment. Uh, my brother. What is that idea, my man? Ah, my god. Um, enough. 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 Get me out. Let me make the marker. And okay, but I mean, but is it good? Because it is not bad. That is why it is good. And how do we know that it is that it is not bad? Huh? My man. I mean, I feel stupid. I don't know. I think I made an error somewhere. Somewhere trying to use the mind. I don't know. My man. I don't know. Let me make the marker. Ah, there it is. Marker made. Let me drink some water and we're moving into something different. Man. It feels like one of those old memes of mindfuck. It really is nothing what I said, but I don't know. At the same time, it feels like wow, deep thought. Wow, hashtag deep. Um, no, I mean, but what happens is, I don't think it was bad, but rather the question itself of this: how do we know that what or how to properly say what we enjoy is something completely over my actual capacities of understanding of the whole reality I would even go for to say. That is why it is so funny. I mean, I don't see it as something kind of bad, but rather simply funny. Because in the middle of trying to explain something that has or that has nothing to do with attachment, that was enjoyment, we I found something completely unrelated. That I will hope at the very least, if I were in the future, to be able to answer it, the whole question as to why we attach ourselves to different things gets at the very least a more proper answer. But yeah, I mean, it was an advancement also. Um, Here, what do we avoid, bro? Just let me. What else here? Uh, Question. Beep, 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 beep. Also, this has literally nothing to do with anything else, or it is even kind of meta. But I like that there is clickbait about ASMR, and literally I don't even try to talk. What is it? Slowly? No, not so powerfully. Let's say. Um, so yeah. That is that interesting. I hope it will be interesting to see that somebody got clickbaited because it said ASMR category Vtuber. Literally, you enter and you hear like almost a kid. What is it? Giggling all over the place. Giggling. What? How? How is that word pronounced? Giggling, giggling, giggling. I don't know. Hmm. Uh, yeah, that question. I I can't ignore that. I feel like I lost some neurons when I was trying to answer that question. What the fuck was that? Stop. Uh, there it is. We can we properly advance into the next question? Here, that is why do we avoid the progress? In the sense of, I think probably I would need to define progress. I don't know. Maybe do I really need to define progress? Like just for the sake of also having a more clear map myself. Let me explain it. My man, what an interesting last topic it was. What's the actual fuck? Let me here. Let me take it over here, here, here. And mm, also, I think I already said it, and if I didn't say it, I thought about it. I hope there is nobody with OCD watching this, getting a stroke every single time I mix this type of letter and this other type of letter because I cannot control it myself. It simply happens that sometimes I mix them both. Advancement towards 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 what? Advancement towards progress. Aha. Maybe it was interesting and necessary to define this because I thought I remember what we were talking about. What was progress? Advancement towards a goal, or in this case, we may define it towards anything. No, yeah, let's go for the easiest approach. Anything. Let's completely generalize. Um, anything. There it is. Um, now, with this said, I can. Oh, my man. No, I'm. Mm, let me see. Out of this, I mean, in this case, I don't even have to ask why, because the question itself is asking why, and kind of, yeah. Let me properly expand onto the question itself then, because we're talking about avoiding the completion of anything and avoiding, as it is said there, the advancement towards any type of goal objective. Um, what was the other word that I literally used on this same stream? Dream and all of that. An advancement towards all of those types of objectives. Why does it happen? Because I okay, okay. I, let me start from there. Mm, 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 uh, I think it should be pretty well known, or well, I don't know if it is pretty well known. At the very least, I have heard it enough times to integrate it as something that multiple people across time has talked about at this point. So, um, let's see. Seen from the, can I use POV? No, I feel like baby words make no sense here. Um, point of view eh, of beam, beam, and what was the other thing? The, the, the parable itself was something like, okay, I think the best way to say it is something like, um, is it a shall or a will? Are we talking about a shall or a will? I guess probably a will, no? Because I would prefer if it were a shall, as it would feel like a commandment, but I have to base it on my memory, so maybe shall only feels good because it feels good by itself, and maybe it was simply you will. I don't know. I, it feels better, so simply let's simply utilize shall. Um, Also, something that I noticed is I already went back to say Klondike. Klondike. Can you please correct me every single time I say Klondike? If it is that you are hearing this, please. Thank you. You shall find the no minor spelling mistake. Um, the like minor spelling mistake. Um, Here, there we have it. Basically, in darkness you should find the light. What the Okay, thank you, Klondike. I don't know. What you say seems kind of sus, but anyways, continue. I will ignore that. Taking it from the point of view, as it says here, of in darkness you shall find the light, meaning that when you go and do the things that you dislike the most, it is that you get the answers that you want or that you are searching for. Because another way to say it was by, let me think, it was something like by thinking, no, by by indulging in the mm, disgraceful part of your life, it is that you end up being reborn as something better. Something like that. Different ways to say literally the same idea. Or I don't know. By going into the mode, it is that you find diamonds, or similar, different ways to say the literal same idea, and that is to do what I don't know if it is in that sense. If we use shall, we are talking about what needs to be done. If we were to utilize in darkness, you will what could be done. But okay, in this case, it is that we find what needs to be done inside of the places that we want to look the least. And why is it that it happens? Is the question itself. Because I think, okay, having explained all of this, let me encircle this idea. Having explained all of this, quote unquote explained simply by talking about it is that we can properly advance into trying to see why is it that it happens. As it seems kind of contradictory to me to think that by doing what will be the least enjoyable thing, we advance towards anything at all. Because, I mean, maybe the problem, or maybe it is not that the problem is to think about it that way, but rather to see the opposite one. That by only doing the things that we enjoy, it is that we could advance somehow. But in this case, okay, in this case, it is not completely the same, but I will go back to something like this. Um, like, why do we enjoy what we enjoy, and why do we not enjoy what we dislike? That same idea, maybe, of if we were to enjoy going into what I mean, it is a contradiction. If we were to enjoy going to places that we dislike, we could get the benefits without any of the nasty parts, let's say, but it is kind of impossible to get the good of something. What was it? It is impossible to have the cake and also eat it. Also eat it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. What? Okay. Anyways, it seems I don't know how they change. I was trying to zoom here. We were on trying to make this or trying to answer how is it that it happens from here. Oh my god. I think a proper response will be something akin to the nature, or maybe in reality asking more things would be appropriate. Maybe, as it doesn't really seem that obvious to me that simply because you do what you dislike, you get anything out of it. And because we were told that it was supposed to be the opposite, the reality itself is not that one. And wow, once again, we are lied by society. It feels after so many times of saying the same stuff that it the whole meaning of saying wow society ends up lying to you. We are not really searching for a solution to our problems or for a real answer. We are only trying to blame the problem into someone without really addressing how to solve it. So yeah, mm, yeah, I don't think in this case I even need to add it like, wow, society tells you that by not doing what you dislike, it is that you advance in life. Wow, wow, wow. But it is the opposite. Wow, 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 wow. No, it doesn't really seem that beneficial to even mention something like that. At, at this point, after having said it, on I think both of the last two. So yeah, no real part, no real blame on society. More like because I mean, let's say like this: even if society were to be a part of the problem, we are the ones who engage with society. And even if we believe that society is wrong, we still have the possibility of not believing in society. It doesn't really mean that society has complete control over the way in which we interact or not with the different words that they utilize and such. It simply happens, I don't know if by conscience or not, that things like this take place and questions like this make still no sense inside of us. I will go for something like a more proper response, I think, would be no, let me see. Okay, maybe first and foremost, at this point, we're getting into intuition. Intuition is written like this, or I am going crazy. Let me write it like that before anybody corrects me. And if somebody tells me that it is wrong, I will change it. But if not, I'm gonna. Maybe the intuition gets measures. Okay, not gets measures correctly. Um, measures. I mean, in reality, we simply change the blame from society into our intuition. Wow, correctly. Um, correctly. Maybe the intuition measures incorrectly the threats. Slash unknown. No, something like this. Because I mean, at the same time, maybe, or well, not maybe. I I know I haven't talked about it in a long time, if I have ever talked about it. But I think both a threat and the unknown are kind of the same. Because we tend to fear what we do not really comprehend in that sense. That is why, um, let's say like this: disgust might be another simple way of fearing, because we know, or rather the opposite, we do not know what might happen if we were to engage with something that is disliked by us. So, in that same sense, I still do not think it is a proper way to answer the question, because changing the blame, as I said before, from society into us feels incorrect. But it is an answer. It is a better one than to simply say society. Wow, the intuition measures incorrect. What the fuck I can change? There it is. Sorry for that. Maybe the intuition measures incorrectly the threat because, I mean, not because, or well, yeah, I was going to say something different. Rather, it measures incorrectly because we do not know about it and because it is important to properly avoid dying, the final biggest threat of all, or the final biggest unknown of the problems that we have, death. Aside, well, also from even if we are lone wolves or not, if we live in a society, also it represents one of the biggest problems because dying means that we lose another one of our working units inside of the whole society. So yeah, aside from the possibility of not really knowing what happens after death or not, um, the problem itself of doing something unknown and getting killed in the process is maybe the biggest threat. Therefore, making it feel as bad as it could get for the sake of our survival end up being the response or the best response that our unconscious mind can come up with, as if it were to do anything else, we will be not a lot more bolder, but rather a lot more naive. And I will say almost from an evolutionary perspective, if we were to take an approach like that into the whole reality, we will maybe even be, mm, yeah, less proficient at surviving the different problems that we find in our lives, let's say, and from older times, not simply nowadays, but from older times. I think that will apply to be true. If it is that by measuring incorrectly on the opposite side and thinking that it isn't a threat, we end up hurting ourselves so bad that even we get to the final stage of error, that is to end up accelerating our death, not simply killing ourselves, because it doesn't happen that every single one of the errors that we might commit will completely remove us from life, but rather that in some occasions it happens that the damage itself done by an error ends up leading us to die. And even more, if it isn't that one error makes it possible, the whole accumulation of them on that sense is what ends up leading us to an earlier death still. So yeah, I I don't know. Is there something else to really say? If that were to be the response, is is there really anything else to say? Hmm, I mean, it feels like a proper response saying it like that. Hmm, I mean, well, yeah, maybe a real way or a real solution for the problem instead of simply saying, wow, this happens because of that. Then, okay, we know that it happens because of these reasons. So now, how we might deal with it instead of simply saying, wow, 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 my my intuition is so good at trying to keep me alive. I am so happy for still being alive and literally not doing anything about it. I mean, okay, it might be longer than what I expected if we have to move from this into how to solve it. What the fuck? How to solve it? A colon. Semicolon. Eh, I will say the first step will always to be properly vigilant. Even more because if our intuition is telling us that something might be dangerous, we might as well. Okay, the first step is to see that our intuition is telling us something, and because of that, we need to analyze first and foremost all the different threats that there are on the things that our intuition is trying to tell or to tell us about. After that, it is that we move on to the second phase. But let me write it down. Um, I will say it like this. The shortest way to put it is respect intuition. Intuition. Respect. Intuition. 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 Wow. One. Respect intuition. The second one should be something like mm, 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 I think, yeah, if we can understand what it means to respect intuition, basically to not take it as something likely and to believe that, okay, our intuition is always trying to tell us that we need to stay alive. Therefore, wow, I might be doing something good or something bad. So I don't have a real need for paying attention to this or anything like that. So I might as well skip over it and that's it. Wow, no. Rather, we should kind of the opposite. Stay focused and start on the second step. Start to analyze the threats. Analyze. I will say like this: not only analyze, but also probably diffuse for the sake of getting rid of them. As I think it is part of the same process. I will have maybe I will have on another life said this is two, this is two, and the fusing is three. But I think it is something that the average person should be able to manage to diffuse what they understand. The problems, well, I mean, problems slash dangers. Let me make it like this. So this, um, this, pim, pum, pam, this, and the third part. There it is. The third, I don't know if it will be the final part of this or not, but the third side will be something like see what else will be good and what good could be extracted from intaking more risk than what is necessary. Okay, um, delving into. There we have it. I mean, it is really a short version of everything else, but already the whole idea doesn't really seem to be that complex. It simply is something that at least I might overlook, and that is why it was so surprisingly easy to understand the different responses of this. So I also added a way to try and solve the problem. But yeah, I think we are done with this. I don't think there is that much more to add here. I think so. Yeah. Um, with that being said, I think we can properly do this. Boom. Uh, and well, people, this was nice so far, but also sadly, we have reached the point of taking a break. So, yeah, basically, we're going to do that. I guess I will take something like a tiny break or something like that. Or, well, not a tiny, a 5 minute break or so. Um, marker. Let me create the marker. Progress. That's the name of this one. Progress. Yeah. We're going to try and get a proper break of approximately 5 minutes or so. And in the meanwhile, I will start to get the new three upcoming canvases ready. The what can we truly believe, how to stick to our goals, and why do we worry about time so much, and all of that. I will get those three canvases ready. White canvas, I will not write anything down. I could do it. I was thinking about it on stream or while getting everything ready for the stream more properly, but I prefer to not do it. So yeah. Anyways, let me get over here. Change this. Transition to here. And yeah, people, thanks for sticking in so far. As I said, we're going to take a tiny, quote unquote, tiny 5 minutes or so of a break. And after that, we are getting back. Um, I will get, as I said, the next three canvases ready and all of that. In the meanwhile, go drink, go hydrate. After I'm done with that, I will also myself rise from my share, from my potato shell, and stretch my starchy legs and all of that. So yeah, people, please take care. See you all soon in some, I don't know, in 5 minutes or so. Please drink, go to the bathroom, all of that. That's it basically. Transition and well, see you in 5 minutes or so. Boom. Uh, oh no, you can hear me. No, no, I say something. Wow, no, leak, So, I forgot to set the timer. I think it was incredibly much more than 5 minutes. But we might as well get back. I don't know how long did I live or not. Uh, in my god. Anyways, we have like I I forgot to do something. This is incredible. I went and stretched and all of that, but I forgot to remove the canvases and such. Sorry. let me do that now. Meanwhile, well, at the very least, um, I enjoy some silence instead of being 5 hours in a row talking. So yeah, let me create the three new canvases, and we will start with the second half of this more properly. So far, it seems, aside from the kind of tiny problem that we have with second question, second thing to ponder, aside from that, nothing else really was annoying or problematic in the least. I mean, the only kind of problem that is always there is the reality of us needing, let's say, to take some time to properly think and answer for things. But that is part of the fun on this type of streams. Because if I were to always come here and to present all of the things that I talk about as if I were a master of them every single time, it will be what is it? Deceitful to do it. Because I also have my times like we do here, where I have to stop, think, rethink, re-explore, reanalyze, and such different ideas. At the very least, so far, we have had the luck of incredibly never needing to really destroy a whole canvas or something like that, because I made somewhere around the start, middle, or anything like that an error or a mm, or I had a misconception and stuff like that. I don't know if I am that much proud about it, because it also could be considered worrying, as it means that somehow I never really questioned things to the degree to which I realized all of my previous assumptions were wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. We might as well simply continue. Let me now for real transition into here. No, wait. Already, yes, simply transition. But let me make the second marker. That was marker break. There it is. We have the second break. Yeah, it took me like 10 minutes or so. I knew that it took longer than what I expected. But anyways, here we are. We have still three questions more to answer or to analyze at the very least. I am already getting kind of what is it? Wonky? No, 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 no. What the fuck? No. What is the word? When the muscles start to tense all over the place because you forgot to stretch. Basically that. Uh, yeah, I might have not properly stretched. Sorry. Anyways. Mm-mm. We might as well start with the first one of the questions that is resting, or that we have yet to ponder properly through this night, and that is the question itself of here. What can we truly believe? I, at this point, after incredibly so much thinking, I already forgot what was I really thinking when I made this question. So we will have to come up with something. I mean, uh, I will have to see the other two. Maybe I don't really remember anything about the other questions too. What can we truly believe? I think kind of the only problem would be if I feel too sleepy, but I hope it will not happen. What can we truly believe that it is? I think the only part that needs to be clarified in this particular case would be something like believe, as in, I don't know, I don't really think it needs to be clarified, but just in case. Um, no, well, yeah, maybe it needed to be clarified because I noticed that I don't really know what is believe or not. Um, the quality that something has, let's say, um, the quality that we attributes attribute 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 wasn't it attribute? Uh, attri- attribute. So things that make I don't know if they make sense or not to us. Yeah, I would say probably that makes sense. So that is the easiest way to put it into words. The things that make sense. There we go. It makes sense. I mean, I was when I remember now not really where the question came from, but I think a good response is something like this particular idea of you can properly really believe what you can experience. In that sense, something that I remember also being added to this whole concept is you can believe what is painful because supposedly there should be nothing more real than the experience of pain. And even more, you can believe what is real that has the attribute of being the next thing biggest to pain that is love. But that particular definition doesn't really seem to fit any proper standard to describe the whole world because going back to what we talked about before, in a sense, even if you like or you think that something is good, something is bad, you also have things that you do not think about. We cannot completely make things black and white. We have a lot of grays in the middle, and we have a lot of problems. Not problems, rather, we simply tend to not care about that many proper things. We are more focused only on what we really have an interest on, be it positively or negatively. But it will be even amazing to realize how many things we do not even care about that we know of, if it were to be on that sense. So yeah, um, how to properly answer this? I think the first part will be kind of a why, because this question doesn't has the why included on it, so I guess let me do that. Why? Also, I like that almost every single one of the words that I write have a different type of writing, but this one in particular seems amazing. Simple note. What is it? Indulgence note. Why? Why would it be necessary to analyze this? I think it is kind of self-explanatory, but this p- 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 discern reality. Reality. There it is. For an easier time, basically discerning reality in the sense of, for the sake of not having to spend so much time knowing if what we think is really real or not. Simply knowing that what we attribute the quality of being real is truly real. Or maybe even I will also say to check if what we decided before that was real truly has the quality of being real or not. Because I also think it happens. Not every single time, but most of it, that if we are not paying attention, we end up giving it or it different things the quality of real when in reality they are not. So let me move into this. I think also, for example, by saying something like that, we can start to delucidate a proper answer to this. Like when you notice that you are engaging in things that are in some way not real, you can start to find an answer for the question, not because you properly know, but rather because going back to, well, I can't move it. Going back to the whole thing that we talk about intuition. Our intuition is what tries to drive us to understand those things. And if our intuition is telling us in those cases that we are believing things that cannot really be proven to be true, it is in those moments that we end up finding in ourselves so many errors that we might as well try to destroy those ideas instead of destroying ourselves because of those ideas in the future. So, yeah, uh, that is basically an even deeper response as to why. To save us from dying. The final response as to why would it be necessary to properly see and understand what can we truly say is real and what's not. But anyways, we're here. What can we truly believe and what can we truly discern in reality? I think that the best response is always to say what we can feel, no? In that sense, and by those parameters, it also makes valid the different realities that other people are living. What we can see, no? What we can feel. I mean, in this case, it is also funny that once again semantics plays a big role because it not only means to be real, that No, 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 no. Wait, no. I was going to say semantics have a huge role because in reality they also give us the possibility of discerning not only what we feel with our senses, but what we feel with our emotions. But in some occasions, um, I mean, probably you believe it, but you also have the possibility of going back in your steps and realizing that what you were believing was wrong. When it happens that people find things like what is the name? For example, if you are obsessive over your significant other and you believe that they are having an adventure with an outsider, not because you are feeling that, it means that you have the, the reality in your hands. Rather, what you feel in those occasions needs to be proven true, but your intuition might also be failing you almost because it doesn't really have the chance of showing where they should be heading towards, but instead it is only telling you, you know, maybe these things are not really that much profound and useful and such. So let's say, yeah, let's say like this, because it also happens that even our um, physical senses can be tricked, as with one of the examples that we went over when we were studying the heating plastic hand experiment. Even our what is it, or feeling sense, or no, or sense of touch can get tricked. So yeah, um, I would say like this, even not what we can feel as something very important, because in reality it is kind of the first idea that we have about what we can say is true. Uh, I mean, but the next thing to talk about is, for example, what? Yeah, I think if if it were to be true that what we can check with others is the reality, if a group of completely schizophrenic people were to get all together, I do not think that their different worlds would completely be valid in the eyes of someone who is sane. Rather, kind of the opposite. The sane guy will be opposing to what they truly believe, as he is living in a completely different reality. And in that same sense, societies cannot base themselves on what the whole group feels, but rather, and yeah, not only on what the whole group feels and what the whole group comes into a consensus with, but what else? What? Mm, I think a good way to say it is something like what we can prove. No, no. What? Uh, I think in that sense, maybe probably what we can prove would be the proper answer. As when we can prove something, and let's say like this, what we can prove with a scientific method, no, something like that. As by having the possibility of giving the chance for everybody to prove it themselves, it is that we really give this a sense of reality, no, a sense of something that is real. But I mean, it feels like there is something that I am missing here. If it is that easy of an answer, maybe. I mean, the only kind of thing that I can kind of add is both of these things feed one into the other. Like when you can find what you can prove, you also have an easier time starting to prove other things, as what you have already seen seems to fall or not into place with the rest of your beliefs and such. Maybe, yeah. I mean, in that sense, for example, and on a sad note, it is that even the scientific community, when there is false information spread on the study, on the fields of study, that they get mm, not completely, but in some places stuck, because what was proven to be true, even if it is false, is utilized for future research. It is impossible to really get anywhere because you need to constantly also keep a check in society for these things to move on. I think this is what was lacking. And others too. This is what was lacking. Because if we forget that what we can prove, what others cannot prove, is reality, then we go back into what I said before. If we are crazy, it is impossible to really live in a world in which things make sense. Because we can prove to others that what we live is real as we experience it. But if they are not experiencing it, they cannot in any way believe on it. I think. Yeah, I think that is a good way to finish this, probably, no? But yeah, I don't think we have really anything else to add on this particular area. Mm, yeah, and well, um, yeah, I don't know. I am feeling a little bit sleepy. Maybe let me check a little bit. Maybe we can give it a closure now and keep with it another time. I mean, there is no real obligation to stream so much. I feel, and we still delivery rate. So yeah, yeah. Let's do something like that. Let me make the final marker, and let us try to close this more properly. Um, there we have it. My man, beautiful. So far, beautiful. But as I said before, um, we also need to take care of ourselves. Let me transition into it. Yeah, I think now that I am ending, I want to properly say it because it is done. So I still have to put together the schedule for tomorrow. Thank God that tomorrow is Monday, because Mondays I also take the morning off, and I really need to take it. I am running. I think it was on 6 or 5 hours of sleep. So yeah, I need to properly rest. In this case, I accept that I have been neglecting a little bit all of that. So yeah, as always, people, thanks for being here. It is my utmost pleasure to share this time, this experience with others, to see what we end up learning, what we end up analyzing, what conclusions we end up reaching. So in particular, it was incredibly funny to. I think I haven't laughed researching stuff like this in a week or two. So yeah, very interesting to get to something like that. And well, I mean, as always, please not remember to stay safe. We're going to say that after, but please do things that are interesting for yourself. This is incredibly good, and this is incredibly stimulating to the brain. So please try to find something as good as this. I think everybody has the possibility of doing so. So yeah, please, if you can explore and find something that gives you such joy like this one. So please, now, as I wanted to say, yeah. Also, we might as well try to live. We might as well try to take a break. We might as well try to take care of ourselves, as we should always properly do. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for watching the vote. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for every single part. And today in particular, I think I shouldn't skip that many people, no? Thanks Ronspoon, thanks Kyondike, thanks Choco Ichigo, thanks Milo Molson, thanks Tiresias Bazar. Holy fuck, once again, I just noticed that I wrote the name and I didn't say it. Why do I have such problems? Why? Uh, it is incredible how I enter automatic mode and I forget to say anything afterwards. Uh, no, yeah, I don't know. Once again, I am angry. And the best thing is that I intentionally try so hard to not interrupt what I am saying when I basically write the names that I end up completely skipping over them. Sorry, that is what I can really say. Sorry, people. What a bad move, my man. What a bad move that was. But well, anyways, no more penas. Yeah, you are going to take a break now for real. Sorry for everything. Sorry for failing in some aspects. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking so far. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying this. If that happened, and well, we're going to end this with a raid. Can I? Yeah. No. Yeah. We're going to get and right into Solin, Darling, who is playing Saints Row. And yeah, basically, as always, as I say, thanks. It was beautiful to be here. It was an interesting, joyful experience to share time and to share all of this process. And well, whenever we get back to this place, we are going to explore some more. Whenever it happens, it happens. Do not worry. We will see how to properly do it next time. Now, stay safe, stay good, stay nice, stay on the path of happiness. Thanks for all. Thanks. Stay hydrated, rest, and well, whenever it happens, it happens. Do not worry. Thanks. Goodbye. And now, yeah. Right. Goodbye. Thanks, people. Goodbye.